All right, so today we're going deep on Kandahar province in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We've got this really interesting document called Kandahar1.pdf.
Yeah.
It just lays out the whole history.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this place is just like steeped in history.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, thousands of years we're talking about.
Definitely.
So I think our mission today is to really like pull out the most interesting parts of this document and, kind of give our listeners a condensed but thorough understanding of Kandahar's place in the world.
Yeah, I think, just going beyond the this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
Right.
But really, why
Yeah.
is this place so important?
It's a
Why has
good
it
start.
always been so important?
So let's start with just the name itself,
Okay.
Kandahar.
Yeah.
It sounds ancient,
It does.
and it is ancient.
Mm-hmm.
The document says that it likely comes from Gandhara or Kandahara.
Okay.
And you can find these terms in some really old Indian and Greek texts. And the interesting thing is it might be connected to Alexander the Great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
He established a military base there around 330 BCE.
I mean, if Alexander the Great thought it was important enough to put a base there,
Right,
that tells you something.
exactly. And it wasn't just any base.
Right.
It was a major
A
base.
major military center.
Yeah, so clearly
Yeah.
they knew back then that this was a strategic location.
And, it's continued to be a strategic location through the centuries.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting about it. It's
Yeah.
like this strategic importance has never gone away.
Right.
But it goes back way further than Alexander the Great.
Oh, yeah.
The document says that there have been civilizations in Kandahar for thousands of years.
Wow.
I mean, it was a place where all these different cultures and beliefs met.
Like a crossroads.
We see like a crossroads.
Yeah.
So we see like Zoroastrianism,
Mhm.
Buddhism,
Yeah.
Hindu traditions.
I mean, think about that. Like
Yeah.
the mix of all those cultures.
Yeah, must have been amazing.
It must have created like a really unique culture there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the document talks about some really key periods in Kandahar's history.
Oh,
So first you have Aryan settlements,
right.
thousands of years before Christ.
Wow.
Then it becomes part of the Achaemenid Empire
Okay.
under Darius the Great.
So like the Persian Empire?
Yeah, the Persian Empire.
Wow.
Then, of course, you have Alexander the Great coming in
Yeah.
around 330 BCE.
Right.
And then after that, the Kushan Empire.
Okay.
And under the Kushans, Kandahar became a really important Buddhist center.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can imagine the Buddhist philosophy spreading out from there.
That's fascinating.
And the art.
Right.
But then things change again.
Okay.
The Sasanian Empire comes to power,
Right.
and they promote Zoroastrianism.
Interesting.
So you have this shift from a predominantly Buddhist influence to a Zoroastrian focus.
Yeah.
Really shows how dynamic Kandahar was.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a mirror reflecting the broader powers around it,
Totally.
bigger empires that were influencing it.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
we have the arrival of Islam,
Right.
which changes everything.
I mean, that's a huge shift.
Yeah, so as the Arab Muslim armies expanded,
Yeah.
Islam starts to spread into Kandahar.
Right.
But it wasn't always easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the document mentions resistance from local tribes.
So even under like a Abbasid rule,
Yeah.
there was pushback.
Yeah, so it's interesting how even with these like huge empires and these huge religions coming in,
Right.
there's still this local identity.
This local element.
Yeah, and they're not just giving up.
Yeah, they want to hold on to their autonomy.
Totally. And that's something you see throughout Kandahar's history.
It's a recurring theme for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, we get to the Ghaznavids in the 10th and 11th centuries.
Okay.
And, Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni,
Yeah.
he used Kandahar as a passage for his invasions into India.
I mean, that makes sense geographically.
Right.
It's right there.
Yeah. So once again, that strategic location,
Yeah.
it's super important.
Just keeps popping up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that strategic significance is just woven into its DNA.
Totally.
Yeah.
Then in the 12th century, the Ghurid Empire takes control of Kandahar,
Okay.
expands their rule over the region.
Right.
But then, of course, you have Genghis Khan and the Mongols in the 13th century.
Oh, yeah, the Mongols.
Yeah, and the document really emphasizes just how destructive that invasion was.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it was devastating.
Yeah.
Just widespread destruction.
It's a good reminder
Mhm.
that, these historical shifts
Yeah.
involve real people
Right.
who suffer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to forget that when you're just looking at the dates and names.
Absolutely. And, you have all these invasions and you have all these empires that rule over Kandahar.
Right.
and it leaves its mark on the people.
Yeah.
It shapes their society and their politics.
Yeah. And, like the destruction caused by the Mongols
Right.
probably created like a power vacuum.
Yeah. And that kind of set the stage for the Safavids and the Mughals,
Exactly.
who both wanted control of that area.
And that competition between the Safavids and the Mughals, that was intense.
Oh, yeah.
In the 16th and 17th centuries, Kandahar was basically a battleground
Wow.
between the Safavid Empire of Persia and the Mughal Empire of India.
I mean, it makes sense, though.
Yeah.
It was strategically so important.
Right.
And it wasn't just important for, like, the resources it had
Right.
or the people who lived there,
Yeah.
but it was like a vital link
Yeah.
in this whole network
Yeah.
of trade routes
Yeah.
and military control.
So it was a prize worth fighting for.
Definitely.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Kandahar wasn't just a pawn,
Oh, right.
in this game between empires.
Yeah.
It played a central role in the creation of modern Afghanistan.
Wow.
Yeah, so in the 18th century, you have Ahmad Shah Durrani,
Okay.
and he's a really important figure
Yeah.
because in 1747, he declares Kandahar the capital of his new empire. So this is the beginning of modern Afghanistan.
Yeah, pretty
And
scary.
he chooses Kandahar as the capital.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And it remained the capital for a while
Okay.
until Timur Shah Durrani moved it to Kabul.
So for like a key period,
Yeah.
Kandahar was the center.
Yeah, the political center,
Wow.
the symbolic center.
That's a really powerful legacy.
Yeah, and then in the 19th century, the British show up,
Oh, yeah.
and you have the Anglo-Afghan Wars.
Right.
So the first one in the mid-19th century,
Yeah.
the British tried to take control of Afghanistan.
But they didn't have it easy, did they?
No, they met fierce resistance.
From the Afghans.
Yeah, the Afghan people fought back hard.
Yeah.
And then in the Second Anglo-Afghan War,
Right.
Kandahar again was crucial in the resistance.
So they really played a key role in pushing back against the British.
Yeah, and ultimately, these wars
Yeah.
led to Afghanistan's independence.
So Kandahar wasn't just being fought over.
Right.
It was shaping its own destiny.
Yeah, and the destiny of the nation.
That's amazing.
So then we move into the 20th century,
Okay.
and Kandahar becomes a really important commercial and agricultural center.
Interesting.
Yeah, we always hear about the conflicts in Afghanistan,
Right.
but it's important to remember
Yeah.
that there were also periods of development and economic growth.
So Kandahar was really solidifying its place
Yeah.
as an economic hub.
And then the Taliban emerged
Yeah.
in the mid-1990s,
Right.
and the document says they came right out of Kandahar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in 1994,
Yeah.
and it became their main stronghold until 2001.
Right.
So that obviously
Yeah. Yeah.
has had a big impact on how people see Kandahar.
Yeah, that period has really shaped the world's perception of the region,
Yeah, for sure.
unfortunately.
But even after all that,
Right.
Kandahar is still one of Afghanistan's most important centers.
It's amazing, really.
Economically,
Yeah.
culturally,
Mhm.
politically.
After all these years.
I know, it's amazing, right?
What this history?
And it's known for its agriculture.
Oh, yeah.
Those pomegranates.
Yeah, pomegranates and grapes.
Oh, yeah. Some of the best in the world.
Yeah, they're famous.
Yeah. And the document also mentions almonds and melons.
Oh, right.
So they really have like fertile land there.
Yeah, it's really remarkable
Yeah.
that after all of this conflict
Right.
and all this change, Kandahar is still this vital economic engine.
It speaks to the resilience of the people there.
Yeah, totally.
They just keep going.
And the document also lists some really important historical sites.
Oh, yeah.
The mausoleum of Ahmad Shah Baba,
Right.
the Chahel Zina Fortress,
Mm-hmm.
the Arghandab Green Valley,
Beautiful.
and the Shrine of the Cloak of the Prophet.
Yeah.
So these sites are like
Yeah.
physical reminders of Kandahar's past.
Right. They connect the present day
Yeah.
to all these different periods.
Yeah.
From Ahmad Shah Durrani
Yeah.
to ancient religious traditions.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's like you can reach back and touch history.
So I guess the big takeaway here
Is that Kandahar's history is just mind-blowing.
is...
I mean, from ancient settlements
Yeah.
to Alexander the Great
Mm-hmm.
to its role in creating modern Afghanistan
Right.
to being this economic hub today.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
I mean, it's been at the crossroads
Yeah.
of empires and cultures for
Yeah.
centuries.
It's been a center of power.
Yeah.
And it's attracted both influence
Right.
and conflict.
Absolutely.
And it's still a key player
Yeah.
in Afghanistan's story.
Which isn't over yet.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder what's next.
Yeah.
What's the future hold
Yeah.
for Kandahar
For Afghanistan.
and for the whole region?
I mean, what possibilities and what challenges lie
Yeah.
ahead?
It's a story that's still being written.
Definitely.
So much history,
Yeah.
so much change,
Mhm.
and who knows
Yeah.
what the future will bring.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of history.
You never know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kandahar is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our deep dive on Kandahar.
That was fascinating.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
So much to think about.
Yeah, definitely a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time on the deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.